came across a drifting ship. I took a look inside. I found a note that someone wrote that said, take her for a ride. I set a course for sights unseen, went out to open sea. To my surprise, a bunch of sailors joined along with me. Now we're sailing on the mystery ship.
I need to learn the harmony.
And all the sailors here are really hip. There isn't any cost of membership. All you gotta do is join our trip. Yeah, I'm the captain of the mystery ship, and I'm a-calling all aboard this ship. I'm really hoping that you'll enjoy it up on the mystery ship. So bring a friend and come along with us aboard the mystery ship.
To re-edit that opening. I've got to re-edit that opening. How are we doing out there? Make a quick show of hands. Make sure I'm live. We're supposed to be live. Are we live? Yes, we're live. Oh, yes, we're live. Bingo. Live there. We are live over here. Looks as though all the rudders are ruddering and all the sails are billowing with air. Okay. We can do this. Oh, except I'm not even paying attention to the camera. Not even paying attention to what I'm broadcasting. So, get your shit together. Get your shit together. I have an itchy nose. I have a very itchy nose. Can you tell? Can you tell? It's so bizarre. It is so bizarre. Spending all that time out in the sun, I got sunburned. Let me see if I can show you. Can you see how white I am here? And how brown I am? Like, yes. You see how brown my arm is and how white my upper skin is. It's like I have somebody else's arms. And my face did the same thing, except the problem is that I lean more towards my mother's British hair and skin genes than my father's Italian olive skin. And whereas my brother and my sister can go out, or God forbid, either one of my daughters, can go out in the sun for 4 hours and come in like a bronze god, I simply turn red and I peel. And then I go out again the next day, sunscreen or not, and I blister and I peel in sheets. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How are we doing out there? Are we live everywhere we're supposed to be live? It looks as though Pilled Foxhole is doing nicely. We are good there. Better lately. How are you doing? Zoe is live over at Rumble. That is a beautiful thing. There are 6 watching now over at YouTube. So happy to have you there. Twitch appears to be twitching, that itch. I'm logging in. Let's log in. It's going to ask me for a code, and guess what? I brought my phone this time. So let me get my code, and I can actually punch in and see who's twitching. I can see who's twitching. There it is. Don't share this code with anyone, whatever you do. Okay. Submit. Verification failed. Say what you talking about. I'm not logging in from a new location. It's the same one. We've validated too many times for this code recently. Please try again later. I don't know what's going on with Twitch. Seriously, I'm going to close out. I'm going to open up a new Twitch, a brand new Twitch. Open up a brand new Twitch and try to log in. There we go, bingo. Nope, they're not. They don't like me over at Twitch. Okay, you know when I say Twitch? So I was talking about my skin, or the lack of skin. And although my arms have, because I'm out every day at work, I at least get some sun on my arms and typically the lower part of my face. But when you are out riding a motorcycle 7 to 12 hours a day in direct sunlight, there's two things that just destroy your face. One is the sun, but the other is the wind. And I will say, adding a taller windshield made a tremendous difference, particularly with the rain. I still have to say, the wind still got to me face. And I peeled, and then I stopped peeling, and then I turned red, and I would cover my face with a bandana so I looked like a raccoon. I would give it a day. I would give it some sun again. It went back and forth, and I actually thought I was doing really good the morning that I went to be in studio with Frank. I got up that morning. I was staying with the Batman. I looked in the mirror. Face looked pretty good. Pretty white, pretty normal. I went out on a barge. I rode all the way up into New York. I got rode into the Battery, a part of New York. Not the Bowery, the Battery. And I got on a barge that took me out to see the Statue of Liberty. And I went to Ellis Island. And from that wind, the wind off of the bay, it ate my face alive, unbeknownst to me. And then when my day was over, I ran a few places around New York City. I went up to see Strawberry Fields in Central Park, and I went a couple of other places. Then it came time to ride that 45 minutes north out of the city up to where Frank broadcasts his show in Port Chester. And believe it or not, that's all it took. That mere 45 minutes of doing 80 miles an hour turned my face as red as a beet. And I didn't know it at the time. I thought I actually was going to be looking pretty good for once on his show, because last year when I went on his show, somebody in the audience said, "Why does this guy's face look like a fresh cut of London broil?" And I'd have a hard time arguing with them. They were pretty right. They were right. Anyway, this year, I made a conscious effort to put stuff on my face. Sunscreen, zinc. At night, I would wash my face profusely, and I would put all kinds of stuff on there to protect my face. And I will say I did much better this year than I've done in previous years. But nonetheless, when I got home 2 days ago, when I would touch my nose, it felt like, well, it looked like whoever's wearing that Biden mask. That's what it felt like. You know, the guy who's wearing the Biden mask these days? I mean, let's face it, that is not Joe Biden. That's not Joe Biden. It's somebody in a mask. The ears aren't right. The lines in the face aren't right. The nose isn't right. For God's sakes, the guy's, his pallor, his countenance is 10 shades whiter than Joe Biden. Joe Biden was never as white as a sheet. And this guy, whoever he is, masquerading as Joe Biden, is, I mean, the rubber mask is, it's getting old. It's getting old. Anyway, that's what my nose felt like. When I would touch my nose, it felt like there was dead skin on it, but it wasn't peeling. It just wasn't peeling. And all day today, I kind of kept like crunching my nose. And when I got home tonight, I looked up close in the mirror, and I saw a crevice. A crevasse. And I picked at it, and I got a hold of a little piece of skin, and I peeled my nose right off. And then I found another piece, and I peeled, and I peeled, and I peeled, and I took, I don't know, 5 layers of dead skin off of my nose. And it feels so much better right now. Doesn't it look better? I mean, yes, I have all kinds of ointments on there right now to... I look like a greasy Italian is what I look like. But see how my nose is shiny? And my cheeks are shiny? That's just stuff I've put on there. It's just stuff I've put on there so that by tomorrow and my rock and roll show, I actually look human again. I am so excited to be here with you. It is a regular Friday night aboard the Mystery Ship. Welcome, my friends. Welcome aboard the Mystery Ship. We have got sailors hanging out over at DLive. We have sailors at YouTube. We have sailors at Rumble. Maddie F&B says he's here and he's over. He says Twitch is working fine. Thank you, Maddie. That's what I needed to know because they're not letting me log in right now. They're not letting me log in. Let me try it again. Ooh, okay. They're giving me another chance. Here we go. And my code is... Okay, let's try this. Oh, I'm either one code behind. I don't know what the problem is, but thank you, Maddie. At least I know it's working. All right, over to Pilled Foxhole, the home of free speech in America, and I mean that, folks. The home of free speech in America. Neo just claimed a 1-month bronze tier subscription gifted by Tweak. Tweak, I freaking love you. Where are you? Where are you, Tweak? Tweak, I want to thank you. Thanks, Tweak. It is a pleasure to look up and see your smiling face. Thank you for being with us aboard the Mystery Ship. Let us say some hellos to the beautiful people. I'm going to start right over here at Pilled Foxhole, the home of free speech in America. I'm seeing Sleigh Bells 72. Sean Joe is in the house. Maddie's mom is with us. LT57FSH. Spaz O Yeti in the house. Girl Patriot. What is going on? Ooh, my upper. There we go. My upper black light was not cooking yet. Better Lately in the house. Ronnie, it is always a pleasure to look up and see you and your wife in the chat. Crazy Chuck with a K, my rock star brother who saved my hiney. And I mean that quite literally. Great to have you aboard. Great to see your smiling face. 94 Winchester. I was talking all about you on the last show, my man. I hope your ears were burning. Maybe you were there. I didn't see you in the chat last time, but I showed off the beautiful 1889 silver Morgan that you gave me for good luck, and believe me, it brought me good luck. It probably saved my life. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. The Texan. The Texan. Look at that. He is in the house. Good to see you. Oh, this is great. This is great. We've got a whole bunch of dear old friends showing up tonight. Smitten Kitten, as I live and breathe, little girl. What are you doing with yourself? It is so good to see you. It has been a minute. How are you doing? How are you doing? All right, let's keep scrolling down, because I don't want to miss anybody. Tweak, welcome, my friend Tweak. Pleasure to have you with us. Wow, Salty Nuts has even dropped in to show his love. Prairie Fire in the house. Prairie Fire in the house. Oh, look at that. He's got... Where did you even get that sticker, Prairie Fire? That is from Uncle Krusty and myself when I visited Uncle Krusty. That is great. I just claimed that as my own. I have never seen that sticker before. You're still hearing Wilma? Yeah, I guess I could turn Wilma off at this point. We don't need Wilma anymore. We don't need Wilma anymore. We know where we are. Anon Doc 77. Lots think that Biden died years ago. I don't know what exactly to tell you because I don't know. But here's my theory, okay? Much like many prominent people have mysteriously disappeared. I won't mention No Name or Bush Sr. But you know how these people just like disappeared? And then, well, anyway, what if the real Joe is doing time somewhere and they had to put this other guy up? I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not even surmising. I'm just saying this guy in the mask might be fooling some of the people some of the time, but he's not fooling me. Okay, just look at the earlobes. Look at the earlobes. That's all I have to tell you. Because the original Joe had earlobes that hung down, like mine, completely separate from the face. And this Joe's earlobes, they connect right there. They connect to the cheek. So, I don't know. I really don't know. Due diligence in the house. And I understand it could be his birthday. Dew says he's found at least 7 different Bidens, and I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. Seriously. Bong hit. Good to see you. Hope everything is good in your world. Anon-Doc 77. Welcome, my friend. Seriously, okay, I better scroll down here because I'm way behind. Way behind. Willie Fix-It in the house. I spoke with Willie today. Yes, I did. Kristen, for those who don't know me, Maddie's mom is also Kristen. Nice to see you, Kristen. Pleasure to have here. No Prisoners podcast donated 451 gold pills. My brother, No Prisoners podcast. Welcome aboard. I'm going to have to start watching your show. I'll be straight up with you, people. My life on the road was not conducive to sitting back at night and watching, the foxhole programs that I normally get to at night, or, Red Pill 78 or, Dave at X22. I really, for like a month, for 4 weeks, I was about as disconnected as a person could be. I completely checked out. Better lately. Just sharing the love, my friend. Wow. Gifting some shades. Thank you so much, Rita Lou. Good to see you, Ginger45. Folks, it's like going home again. It's like going home again. All right. I think I'm caught up with all those wonderful people. I'm going to take a quick peek over YouTube. We've got Anti-Social over there. John Otter in the house. The Texan. Perpetual Youth. You heard me call into Quite Frankly. Well, thank you. I did call into Quite Frankly. And I was dead serious about it. And in fact, that is what influenced the the title of tonight's show. It got me all riled up. Sherry B. glad you're back and had a great trip. Sherry, I had the greatest trip freaking ever. I'm so excited to share with you guys what is going on. Susan Danielle, wonderful to see you, my dear. I hope you are doing well. I hope that you are healing up. You have been on my mind and in my prayers. Both Susan and her daughter have had a couple of very close scares in the last 2 months, and it is wonderful to look up and see your face, little lady. Thank you for being here. I don't know that anybody's saying anything over at... No, nobody, except for my buddy Matty F&B. Nobody is saying much over at Rumble, but that's okay. There are 12 eyeballs there, and that means the world to me. You Rumblers, God bless you. God bless you. Thanks for being there. Thanks for being there. Okay, over to the home of the champions. If you look behind me, Syllabore is in the house. John Rogers is with us. TL Spud. Rita. Lovely Rita is with us. I understand Val Kimber is eating a Jolly Rancher that he found deep in the couch. I don't know what flavor it is, Val, but hopefully it's like watermelon, one of those where you don't taste the lint, you know? Jayla17, wonderful to see your smiling face. Seriously, I don't want to miss anybody. Bad Zoot is over there. Holy cow. Who else? Black Cat. Black Cat? What is going on, little lady? This is freaking phenomenal. All these wonderful people, all these groovy people hanging out with your brother Zoe tonight. I am so tickled to have you all aboard. Thank you for being here. We are going to have a very fun show tonight. It is going to be... now, I can't do the call-in because my phone is dead. My phone is dead. I'm getting a new number. I am getting a brand new phone number for the mystery ship. Unfortunately, the number that I've had for the last 3 years is going away, never to return. Never to return. But on Monday, they are finally bringing me the real internet and not just like a chintzy little cable. I ordered a business line, which means I'm getting a T1 cable. A T1 cable from the phone pole out of the street, 1,340 feet away, all the way right here where my modem will hang on the wall. And folks, I will be broadcasting in, I hope I'm doing better than 1080p. It's going to be high def. My audio and my video are going to be off the charts. I'm so freaking excited about this. It has been a long time coming. A very, very long time coming for me to get real internet. Little doll, how are you doing over at Foxhole? Good to have you here. Yes, earlier this evening, I did call into the Quite Frankly program. Had a little chat with Frank and his brother Matt, and they got me riled up. I was driving in my car, and they were talking about the Olympics, and it made me flash back. Now, I enjoy a good flashback now and again. I still enjoy a good flashback now, and I'm one of those people who gets a flashback every now and then, even though I'm stone sober. Yes, it does happen. That whole Vuja day, it never happened to me before. Well, it happens to me quite regularly. I am good for a flashback now and then. But I was thinking back to what it was like before we had the freaking internet. And not just the internet. I mean, the internet is the mushroom head, okay? But everything else that goes along with it. Folks, we're going to go back to when life was a simpler, more wonderful place to live. And I am going to need your phone calls. I am going to need your phone calls. I charged my phone. I have one cell phone here that actually does work. I'm going to patch it in. And I will put the number on the screen when it's time to call, but it's just not time to call yet. Okay? It's just not. So hold your horses. Hold your freaking horses until I say go. In the meantime, I want to say some thanks to some wonderful people. The other night when I broadcast, on Wednesday night, I did a short broadcast, very short, because I had literally just driven in my driveway. I had literally just driven in my driveway at like an hour and 10 minutes before I went on the air. I didn't even unpack my bike yet. Okay? Now, along the road, I met up with some of the most wonderful sailors. And not just sailors. I met Franklies. I met people from all walks of life. I had the greatest, most wonderful time meeting those wonderful people who live across this country. And let me tell you, so many of the people that I met invited me to stay with them. It was, seriously, it made me feel special. Do you know who I reached out to? A guy in Casper, Wyoming. You might remember him. He used to be a regular. He's one of our OG sailors. And I reached out to him and I said, "Hey man, are you still in Casper?" He goes, "Yeah, is this Zoso dude?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Dude, I haven't talked to you, and dude, I haven't watched your show in a while. I mean, I went to find you on YouTube and you were gone." I gave him a new link and everything. And he goes, "Dude, you got to come by and see me." He goes, You're the only celebrity I can ever say I've ever met." I said, "Dude, I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a regular dude. I'm a construction worker. That's what I am. I'm a construction worker." But nonetheless, we didn't get to hook up the next day. It didn't quite pan out. It would have been lovely, and I will look him up. I will look him up the next time that I'm out in Wyoming. But I did get to meet some wonderful, wonderful people along the road, and they bestowed upon me gift after gift after gift. I really want to thank. It all started off with 94 Winchester, and he laid on me a piece of silver. He said, "Brother, this is going to give you good luck." And he did. It did bring me good luck. All the way. I mean, when I had nylon cords sticking out of my back tire, it stayed inflated. When I was driving through the streets of Philadelphia and almost got taken out by a guy who wasn't paying attention, I reached right down in my coin pocket, and there it was. There was that Morgan silver dollar keeping me safe. I had people send me rosaries that I kept on my bike, and I received wonderful, wonderful presents. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. Now, what happened to me is I ran out of room. I ran out of room in my motorcycle. So when I was at my mom's house, I gathered up everything that was kind of taking up all the extra space, and I mailed it home to myself. And this is what I want to share with you right now. Look at this. First of all, admire this red, white, and blue knitted bag. It is absolutely exquisite. It is perfect. If you could see how straight and amazing this is, this was made by my dear sister, Jayla 17, and I love it. I love it. Inside, she gave me all these amazing homeopathic items that, to be honest with you, I wish I had kept them with me, because some of them are topically applied for your face, like this first aid salve. I really kind of wish I'd had it with me. I'm going to be trying this tonight. When I go in and I clean my face, Jayla, I will be trying this stuff right here. This is an anti-itch salve, when you get like poison oak or poison ivy, we have poison oak all over the place here. I Anybody who's had poison oak, especially you males, you know the first place it goes to, right? The very first when you get into poison oak, the reason you know you have it is because you go to the restroom and then about 15 minutes later you're going, oh darn it, kind of itching. Wait, did I get into poison oak? Yes. Yes, right there. You know where it goes. Juniper, lavender, frankincense, black pepper, cinnamon, bay, vitamin E cream for sore muscles, achy joints, etc. I am going to be trying all of these. Thank you, Jayla. Thank you, Jayla, so very, very much. Wait, there's more. Look at this. I think she made a couple of pot holders for Mrs. Zoe for work in the kitchen. Oh, I know what it was. I think she saw my video where I reached into the oven and I grabbed that 500-degree pan with the prime rib on it and I burned my hands. That's why she made these for me. That's why she made them for me. I love this. I love the bag. I love everything about it. I love the gift. Thank you. Thank you, Jayla. You are a sweetheart. And it was a pleasure to meet you, and I'm so glad that you've got such a freaking stand-up, right-on dude. J-Lo's got a great husband, a great dude, and I love that. I love seeing a happy couple. Thank you. Thank you again for this red, white, and blue bag. I love it. I love it. You guys remember 2 years ago when I did the very very first monthly quiz show, and I made a bunch of these pins that said the winner that month was D-Live, and so it says April 2023 D-Live Quiz Masters, and I intended to give these out to all the D-Live people that I met, and I just completely forgot. So I brought them with me, though. Just so you know, I brought them with me. I just didn't give them any out. Oh, looky here. Looky here. Now this. This is a very special bag. This came from my dear sister, I Bitch Slap Satan. Anybody who saw the episode where I went up into their incredible house out in the woods, she laid on me some great stuff. Oh no, it looks like oh man, it looks like the mug didn't make it. Thank you, Post Office. Thank you, United States Post Office. But everything else made it. And this right here, strawberry rhubarb jam, homemade. I will be enjoying that for months to come. There's all kinds of little neat thing. Oh, she makes, or she got some homemade soaps. This is for Mrs. Zoe. Oh, man, that smells so refreshing. Mrs. Zoe will love that. There's the bottom of the broken. That's sad. And then this right here is something very special. You remember that old song from the 70s? The Wildwood Flower? Or the Wildwood Weed? Was it the Wildwood Weed or the Wildwood Flower? You know where you take a trip and never leave the farm? Well, this is good for a few trips. I'm going to leave this all to your very fertile imaginations as to what these could be. But I do know that if you dip them in honey or dip them in ketchup, it makes them a lot more appealing when you go to swallow them. And ride, Captain, ride is all I can say. There's going to be a few rides in my future. I love this gift bag. Thank you so much, I bitch slap Satan. You are amazing, amazing. My dear sister, my dear sister. Oh my goodness, prayer warrior girl. She brought out. I'm not kidding you. She brought out a bag about this big, about this tall, and about this thick, and said, "I've got some stuff for you, Zoe." And I'm like, darling, I am loaded to the gunwales right now on my motorcycle. I love the fact that she gave me all these great things. So I had to, for at least a little bit, thank God I was very, very close to my mom's house. And when I got to my mom's house, that's when I made the decision to just mail a bunch of stuff home so it would give me more room in my motorcycle. This is one of the many things that she gave me that she said, I just came across little things that made me think of you. And this absolutely deserves to be here in the mystery ship. There we go. There we go. Perfect place for that. Perfect place for that. Oh my goodness. She gave me so many amazing things from, oh my God, this is a mouse pad from Belushi's Den of Iniquity. She gave me a hat that I need to mail this. I was hoping to meet Severe in Florida, but I did not. So this will be going to Severe. I reached out to him, but I did not hear back. I found out later he was on vacation in Washington, so I'll be sending that to Severe. Oh my goodness, she sent me just all kinds of great stuff. Another gentleman who absolutely blew my doors off. Any of you who watch Pilled Foxhole, you've certainly heard of Sloan TV. Sloan TV is a great channel run by a great patriot. I got to spend the night at Sloan's. We watched fireworks together. He took me to some really cool, oh my goodness. He took me to where the World War II Zeppelins were made, where Goodyear's blimps were made in Akron, Ohio. He took me there. He also bestowed upon me a great many Sloan t-shirts. Sloan t-shirts. And I gave one to, quite frankly, I gave one to Matt. Oh my goodness, I gave him to a whole bunch of people. An incredible guy. Tim, you are one in a million. I freaking love you, my man. You guys, I am beside myself. I'm so humbled by. I mean, I'm sure I'm forgetting something, which makes me look like a heel. So many people laid so many wonderful things on me, and it just meant the world to me. People took me out to dinner. Sleeping Stars. Oh my goodness. Uncle Krusty and Daily Insanity. They took me out for a great dinner at this great patriotic restaurant. Fantastic place. I had just hanging out with the people who watched this show means so much. Prairie Fire took me to a great, you know what? The initial place we were going to go was closed, and we ended up having a fantastic meal in downtown Madison, Wisconsin, at a wonderful place. And then the heavens opened up. I no sooner shot my video with Prairie Fire, and the heavens opened up, and I got soaked all the way home. But it was still one of the most memorable evenings of my entire trip. Prairie Fire, I freaking love you, my man. What can I say? So many fabulous people. How does one even pretend to thank them all? I don't know. All I know is shoot, stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I'm trying to pick a very specific video. Okay. Perfect. 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 I need but a minute. I need but a minute to collect my thoughts. And then we're going to launch into tonight's show, which is life before the internet. But I want to extend my most humble appreciation and gratitude to all of the people who put me up, put gas in my tank, put new motorcycle tires on my motorcycle, changed my oil, invited me to their homes, and it turned out that I ended up not making it there, but I had standing invitations from at least 6 or 7 people that I just wasn't able to make it this year. The country is just, it's too damn big, people. But I will catch them next year. But to each and every one of you, all of the wonderful people who reached out to me and said, Zoe, if we can make it work, let's do it. My most humble thanks and appreciation. I'm seriously, I'm damn near on the verge of tears right here. You people mean that much to me. You mean that much to me. I want to show some of these beautiful people who watch this show and make me think of them at night when I lay in bed. We'll be back immediately following this piece of videotape. We'll be right back on the Mystery Ship. Holy smokes! Just wait till I edit in. Just wait till I edit in all of the new faces that I just met, because I think I met 20. I think I met 27 people on this past trip, and I didn't even get to meet all the ones I wanted to. 27 of them. It was fabulous. It was amazing. I said tonight, some girl called into Quite Frankly and said, I've never even met another Frankly, but I just know. And I'm like, I called it. I go, you guys got to get out there and meet. We need to have these meetups. I mean, the meetups that I've seen put together, there have been some extraordinary meetups. 20, 25 people. It is something to get together with like-minded people and just have a freaking conversation. I was so fortunate to meet up with our dear sister, Captain Grams. And she and I sat on her back porch enjoying some raspberry iced tea and just shot the breeze for a good hour, hour and a half, about all kinds of stuff. And she wrote me, and she said, Zoe, it was just so good to converse with someone who is like-minded, you know? And we didn't, we didn't cure cancer or anything. We were just talking like a couple of friends. I had a similar experience with T.L. Spud. He and I stayed up so late. I mean, the following morning, I sat and bullshitted with him for 2 hours before I got back on my bike to ride because I was having a great time. Just having a great time with my brother, shooting the breeze, you know? Same thing with I Bitch Slap Satan. Same thing with Uncle Krusty and Daily Insanity. Same thing with Tim Sloan. Oh my goodness, my brother Matty F&B. Let me tell you a story. First of all, there's nothing like everyday and average about my buddy Matty F&B. When this guy does something, he goes whole hog on whatever he's doing, whether it's his motorcycle or having a few friends over for dinner or taking a friend down to the docks for a couple of beers on his way out of town. I received some great video from him today that I downloaded to my phone. I can't wait to start editing. I just need time. I immediately came back from the road, and I went to work the next day. They called me at 4:30 in the afternoon the day I said, I'm not quite home yet. Yeah, that's fine. Can you be at work at 6 a.m. tomorrow? Yeah, I can be there. And I was. I worked yesterday and I worked today, 2 10-hour days. But seriously, Matty, that guy puts on the dog. That guy puts on the dog like nobody I've ever seen. And the video he sent me today was me riding across this bridge from Maryland. I believe I went across the bridge and I landed in, was it Delaware? No, I think I was just going over over Chesapeake Bay. That's what it was. Going over Chesapeake Bay. That's where I met Awakened Mom. And, oh my goodness. My heart is so filled right now. Filled with the joy of meeting fellow friends and sailors. Folks, I hope I can do this till I'm 90 years old. I mean, at some point, I'm going to have to give up the two-wheelers, and I'm probably going to have to get a trike. You know that Bob Seger song? Who wants to ride that big three-wheeler? Well, one day that'll be me because I won't be able to balance anymore, but I'll still be doing this, taking a trike across the country. I hope that's many, 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 many years from now. Speaking of bikes, where's our other cameras? Where's our multiple cameras? Extension camera? Oh, it's looking at the door. It's not looking at third camera. There it is over there. Okay, so nothing is aiming at my motorcycles right now. Okay, well, some days are like that. Some days are like that. Okay, tonight, folks, we are going to discuss life before the internet. Life before the internet, because as wonderful as this is, I mean, if you had ever told me If you would have told me when I was a 15-year-old kid that one day I would be broadcasting out of the corner of my garage to all corners of the earth, I would have said, you're out of your gourd. But here we are doing it right here, right now. I'm seeing people, when I look at all these different names, I know where so many of these people live. There's Texas, there's Indiana, another Texan right there. Holy smokes. Washington, Florida. I mean, I know this because I've either written to these people or I've mailed them shirts. Alabama. Where else we got here? Oh my goodness. Ohio, New York. Who else? Florida. Whole bunch of Floridians here. It is, wait, where did that Ninja Guinea come from? Gloria Paddock. Thank you, darling. Holy smokes. You guys you're off the charts. You're just off the charts. I never would have dreamed that the internet would have happened in my lifetime. I mean, I remember distinctly when, things like all you heard about in like 1990 was, you've got mail, America Online. And they even made that, what was that Tom Hanks movie, Sleepless in Seattle, where, two people over the internet actually meet. I mean, look what it has done for us. I'm not saying that there aren't wonderfully amazing benefits to having the internet. I'm not saying that at all. There's some wonderfully intrusive and abusive things about having the internet, and I don't trust any of the televisions in the house anymore because I don't know if they're watching me or listening to me. I don't know if my refrigerator is listening to me, or my new dishwasher, or my washer and dryer. I mean, I'm afraid to buy any kind of new appliance. I'm glad most of the stuff we have is older than God, but we do have a brand new dishwasher and a brand new refrigerator, and I don't trust them. I don't trust them at all. I tell Mrs. Zoe she's crazy to undress in front of the television. To each his own. But, folks, don't you remember how simple and how wonderful and how fulfilling, and I mean that word with a capital F, fulfilling, your life was when all you had was a freaking landline, one of these. You had one of these. And you had a newspaper. And you had monthly magazines that came in. And you might watch the 5 o'clock news with Jerry Dunphy, or, one reporter's opinion. How many people remember that guy? This is one reporter's opinion. Walter Cronkite's we used to get our news from the television set back when the men were at least somewhat admirable. You had the morning newspaper, and then sometimes like my dad he liked a late afternoon newspaper. He liked to get it, and he liked to read it after dinner. He'd sit in his big comfy overstuffed chair in the living room and smoke his Pall Malls and read the afternoon paper. And he would check his stocks and all of that stuff. But if you wanted to find out how Aunt Nellie was doing, well, you grabbed a handful of freaking telephone and you gave her a call. Or once in a while, you might get a letter. Do you remember what it was like to write letters to people? To keep in touch with one another by writing letters. I have to tell you, there were two times in my life when my letter writing was literally off the charts. The first was when I moved as a 10-year-old boy in 1969. I moved to Northridge, California from New Jersey. I used to live right up in the point at the top of New Jersey, about 20 minutes from Manhattan, where my dad worked. And when I moved, I had 5 or 6 of my closest friends, and we sent letters to one another. Probably, I mean, at first it was like clockwork. Then it dwindled down to about once a month, but we continued to write to one another for 2 years. For 2 years before, it finally waned. Like most things, when you're not in constant contact or there's no chance of going and seeing that person anytime soon, it just kind of, plus, you're 10 and all of a sudden you're 12. And when you're 12, all of a sudden you're like, well, what are these girl things? What's that chick with the long blonde hair all about? Your interests change. But then again, after the 8th grade, my family moved from Los Angeles down to northern San Diego County. By this time, I had amassed quite a circle of friends. In fact, I can say this to this day. This phone right here has no less than 50 phone numbers of friends that I have dating back to the 5th grade. To the 5th grade. We are still in touch with one another. And after the 8th grade, when I moved down, my friends and I would write letters to one another. And we would make each other laugh. It was that you're kind of coming of age, you're kind of checking, chicks are coming into the picture. I was learning how to play guitar, as were a great many of my other friends. They were becoming musicians and stuff. We would discuss the latest Led Zeppelin albums and all of that kind of stuff. Dude, have you heard that new album by Elton John? It's a double record, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. You gotta buy this record, man. It's fantastic. The stuff that we talked about. And then we started mailing cassette tapes to one another. That way we wouldn't have to sit and write. Everybody had one of those little Panasonic cassette recorders and with a little microphone, and you just put it in and start talking to your buddy and telling him what's going on, and then when you get bored, you'd shut it off, and then you pick up a little later. Okay, so this is like 2 hours after I last talked to you, but hey, let me play you this new riff that I just learned. I just learned this new Neil Young song, The Needle and the Damage Done. And you'd play it for him. And I used to love getting letters in the mailbox. It was communication. And it was solid in that I saved those letters. I saved them in the top drawer of my dresser. One of my friends had moved to Kentucky. I had moved to San Diego. And the other 6 or 8 of us were still in Los Angeles. But we all wrote to each other regularly. And it's not that we didn't, at the time I had braces. So at least once every 2 months, my family had to drive from San Diego back up to Los Angeles, where our orthodontist was. And so I would see these guys. I would see these guys at the time. And it was quite amazing to go and see and hang out with your buddies that you've been writing and sending pictures to. You remember sending pictures? Do you remember Polaroid cameras? Okay? How a moment in time could be snapped, and then in 60 seconds you could peel the back off. And I've got some right here. Well, this is a Kodak version of what Polaroid did, but there it is, a moment of time. My drummer and my bass player, we are tearing down our band equipment after a gig somewhere. I mean, it's stuff like that that the internet can't touch. And then there were the phone calls. I mean, how many people remember talking on the phone like till all hours of the night? You know, laying in bed with the receiver, just, you know, your voice gets real quiet and you're down to dude, I rolled my first doobie today. Yeah, man, I got stoned for the first time. Wow, it's so different. You really ought to try it. I mean, do you guys remember that stuff? The growing up without these things. I mean, you would go to a restaurant with 4 or 5, 6 of your best friends on a Friday night. You know, you might take one of the guys' hot rods down to the local Bob's Big Boy or whatever it was in your town, where all the hot rodders took their cars, and everybody hung out, and they, you know, would go lift the hood of this guy's car and check that thing out, or, you know, listen to the stereo over in this guy's car, or maybe go admire the paint job that just got done on that guy's car, and, you know, check out how they got the big meats in the back. But you conversed with one another. You actually spent time speaking to one another, looking in each other's eyes and conversing with one another, instead of sitting or laying in bed and flicking through 60 or 70 or 80 TikTok little shorts. And I'm fucking guilty of it. Okay? I'm guilty of watching TikToks till way too late in the morning. I think the internet has taken a piece of our lives away from us. I think that it is, even with all the good that comes from it, like, you know, being able to look up symptoms if your mom is acting a little goofy, and you can go in and check Alzheimer's or you know, I mean, there's plenty of positive things that the internet is responsible for, but there's far more negative things that I associate with the internet than positive. I'm grateful for the positive things, like the people that I'm talking to right now. These people, you guys, you absolutely, you mean the world to me. You are my best friends. You are my extended family. You are the biggest part of my freaking life right now that you could ever imagine. If this was not part of my life right now, I really don't know what I would be doing with my time. I don't. You are that important to me. Important enough to where once a year, I get on my motorcycle and I drive 12,000 miles around the country, taking pictures with you and giving you bear hugs and shaking your hands and throwing back a couple of cool ones with you. That's the part of the internet that I'm happy with. But when I can't tell you how many times on this past trip I would stop. And when I'd stop for dinner somewhere, I try to hit at least a halfway decent restaurant for dinner, you know, like I don't know, anybody like Bob Evans? I love Bob Evans. I love that. But I watch people because I'm all alone. Okay, there's nobody for me to converse with, so I look around the room and I check people out. There's a family over there. The kids aren't paying a damn bit of attention to what Dad's talking about. There's a guy and a girl over there. I wonder if he realizes that she's checking out the waiter every time he comes by. I mean, I watch people. I learned so much about this country simply by people watching. And I'm talking about at rest areas, at points of interest. One of the most amazing afternoons that I had was going to Lady Liberty. I went out to see the Statue of Liberty, and I was amazed at the virtual, the cornucopia of souls on that boat. There were groups of teens, some kind of youth thing where this group took 100 kids to go see the Statue of Liberty at 12 years old, 13 years old, which I think is great. That's awesome. There were people from other countries. I had a wonderful discussion with a guy from Persia. We were waiting in line in the burning sun, and he asked me all about... his wife was wearing a shirt that said Yellowstone on it, and I pulled out my phone and I showed him the picture of me standing in front of Yellowstone and Old Faithful going off, and I said, that was 7 days ago. I was at Yellowstone and I watched Old Faithful go off. That shirt that your wife is wearing is from this place, and there are buffalo and there are elk. The biggest elk you've ever seen in your life are there. And this guy was fascinated. His wife just bought the shirt somewhere. They hadn't been to Yellowstone yet. I told him, you need to go. You need to go. And for me, folks, having those one-on-one conversations and getting to know my friends better, I mean, I can tell you off the top of my head, I spent a wonderful evening with one of the foxholders named Deborah R., a great lady. She tunes into my Saturday rock and roll show, and she and her husband are in the process of moving from Pennsylvania down to Florida. What a great, great lady. The girl who just called me a second ago, Susie, Q Magoo. I had the most fantastic evening just hanging out and conversing with, and the next morning having breakfast with John Otter and Susie, Q Magoo. Same thing with my buddy Matt. Same thing with Jayla 17. Getting to know her much more than just a name on my DLive screen. I mean, I've seen her for years, and now I freaking know her. Okay, Sleeping Stars, same experience, and even though I had spent time with him before, a couple of years, yell Spud again. This time with a big old beard and long freaking hair. I'm like, what's going on with you, man? It was great. We sat in his garage the next morning for, I don't know. We sat in the garage for a while. Then we went out and sat on the front porch and continued bullshitting for a while. It was so human. It was so wonderful to make that human contact instead of just a little note, just a text, just a quick and dirty. And I was thinking to myself how much I really miss personal interaction with friends, with fellow humans, even with complete strangers. I'm one of those dorks. I can strike up a conversation with damn near anybody. I mean, it doesn't really matter where I am or what I'm doing. I I'm just one of those guys that can do it. It's easy for me. It just comes naturally. It's just it's just something I do. It's just something I enjoy doing. When I come back, I'm going to open up the phones, and seriously, I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what you remember from being young and having those one-on-one conversations, maybe with an uncle, maybe with a grandmother, maybe learning your family history, maybe just talking about a baseball game that you went to years and years ago, or your grandson's soccer game, but maybe a brother, maybe a sister, maybe a mother or a father. But those intimate conversations that used to be part of our human reality that really are no more, because there's this thing called the internet and texting. I'm not saying it doesn't have its place, but it seems like we're getting ripped off of a big part of our lives by having this little cheating way out. Am I wrong? I want to know what you think. I do want to know what you think. We'll be back on the other side of this wonderful piece of videotape right here. Right here.
Hello, Foxhole. How y'all doing, fam? Good to see you. Hanging out with Zoso, dude. You know who he is. You wouldn't be seeing this right now. So, cheers to you, my friends. Uncle Krusty says hello. Peace out.
Hi, this is Judy the Lady Pug, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude.
This is Tanette Booth, and you are watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude.
This is Salty and Nuts, and you're watching Zoso Dude on The Mystery Ship.
This is a Biblicist, and most likely you're going to hell, but not if you watch The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude.
Right. This is Ryan, our Cloaked Unseen World, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude.
Hey, this is Leonard with The Shit Show, and you're watching The Mystery Ship and Zoso Dude 77. Enjoy.
This is Sheree Maddox from LJ, Georgia, and you're on The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude 77.
Hi, everybody. This is Vicki Holyfield, and you are watching Zoso Dude 77 on The Mystery Ship.
This is Friendly Gator from St. Petersburg, Florida, and you're on board The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude 77.
Hi, it's Joelaine, and we're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude.
This is Gloria Paddock, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude 77.
Hey guys, this is Bruce Q. Wayne, aka the Batman from Three Beermen, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with our good captain, Zoso Dude.
This is Andy Girl 13, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude.
Hi, this is Susan Danielle, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude 77.
This is your brother Belushi, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude 77.
Hi, this is Carrie Lake from St. Pete, Florida, and you're watching Zoso Dude 77, The Mystery Ship.
You're hanging out on The Mystery Ship with our captain, the Zoso Dude.
Hey, it's M1911 Zoom, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude.
I'm Neoma. And I'm Neo. And you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude 77.
I'm EO2 Dave, and you're watching Zoso Dude 77 on The Mystery Ship.
This is Barefoot Patriotess from Tampa, Florida, and you're watching The Mystery Ship with Zoso Dude 77.
This is Rob, a.k.a. Syllabore, and you are watching Zoso Dude 77 on The Mystery Ship.
Welcome aboard The Mystery Ship, where we go one, we go all.
Ain't it a fact, Jack? Ain't it a fact? Oh, all right. So, I had to run into the house real fast and get an adapter for my phone. Oh, hell. What the hell's wrong with me? I went and I sent away for a special cord just so I could hook my cell phone up to my soundboard, because still going to be about a week before I have my new permanent landline phone number. Let me put a number on the screen here. Let me see if I remember how to do this. How do I do it? It's text, right? Text. There it is, text. Okay. Boy, I haven't done this in so long, I've forgotten how. Here we go. Hey, it actually worked. It actually worked. Okay, I'm going to make that nice and big on the screen so that people can see it and call in. All right. And look, it's even working. It's even working. We are welcoming my brother, the Texan, onto the line. How are you doing, my man?
Yes. We're down in Texas. Anyway, man.
Folks, if you don't know, we about a week ago, we were praying for the Texan. He was in the hospital, and I have since spoken with him. And, folks, you have no idea how close we came to losing this guy. It is my pleasure to hear your voice and hear you sounding pretty chipper, my man. Are things going all right?
Hey, man, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I ain't worried about it. You know, I appreciate everybody's prayers and everything out there, and I want to thank, you know, the super mod that we got there on our show we do together, and you know,
absolutely,
my show, Girl Patriot, for putting the word out and prayers and all that. Thank you so very much. Do appreciate it. But yep, just sidestepped that one too. You know, so
hey,
there you go.
But it's a life of sidestepping near misses. You had a near miss like Trump.
Dude, yeah. Oh, man, I could tell you. Yeah, Trump and I both dodged a bullet on that day.
The same day. The same day.
Yeah, on the same damn day. Right.
Yeah.
The difference between Trump and I, though, is, you know, I got one foot in the grave and the other foot's on a banana peel. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. Well, brother, do you remember the days before the internet? Do you remember them fondly? I mean, would you, if you could snap your fingers and get rid of that damn net, would you do it?
Dude, let me tell you something. I have got a story, and I thought it's not a story. It's I mean, it's true. And I think about this from time to time because I was there the very first day that AOL came online. It wasn't in my house; it was in my friend's house. It was actually a very brilliant son of a bitch who runs a company now fixing X-ray machines and CAT machines and all the stuff for hospitals. A genius. He's a genius. So he was always a tech tard like that. But okay, let's back up. Previous to that, I remember this, man. 7th grade, junior high school, here in Irving, Texas, Lamar Junior High School. They came out with this, at the time was called a pilot program.
Okay.
And it was, what it was a pen pal program is what they called it. And it was it was the first thing that came out for our school anyway. And so it was just the coolest thing. The teacher brought out this box and said, grab a picture. You know, just grab a picture out of the box, kind of like out of the hat or whatever, and then it was a picture of other kids our age, but they were in Switzerland.
Oh wow!
And so we're all picking pictures and everything, and it had their names on it and all that. And to this day, I couldn't tell you the girl's name. I actually drew a female. Go figure that one. And anyway, to this day, I could not tell you what her name was because I never could pronounce it. It was Nordic. It was Swedish.
Yeah, sure.
But we started. Okay, so the deal was they did the same thing over there in Sweden, and it was the pen pal program. And man, we started writing letters back and forth.
Wow.
2.5 years went by that we were writing letters back and forth, and she was just enthralled with Texas, and I was learning all about Switzerland
Yeah.
and Europe and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It was the neatest thing, but it wasn't instant. It was, you literally had to sit there with pen and paper, and write your thoughts out and talk to them and visualize them in front of you and use your imagination.
And lick that stamp and put it in and wait 3 weeks for a letter to come back, right?
3 weeks to a month overseas. Yeah.
But do you remember that feeling when you'd go out to the mailbox and you'd open it up and there would be a letter from her?
Oh, absolutely. And we were exchanging. Okay, so when I was in junior high school, cassettes were a new thing. 8-tracks were kind of, they were still around, but they were being faded away.
Sure.
And you were talking about the cassettes. And like I said, I've told you guys this many, many times, when I was a kid, right about that age, and I was the DJ of the house, and my dad had these big parties, and we had the pool tables.
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff. And I was a DJ. Well, I was recording these vinyl albums of Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, and all this stuff, Merle Haggard, blah, 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 on these cassette tapes on my dad's Pioneer stereo. And I was taking those and sending them to Switzerland. And so I guess you could say, man, I've really been an international DJ ever since I was in 7th grade.
I love it. I fucking love it, man.
And this is the absolute truth. And she was sending me music, from Europe and all this. And,
Yeah.
And pictures. 2.5 years went by, Zoe. And she sends me a letter, right? She sent me a letter saying that she's got a boyfriend, and he doesn't really approve of our pen palship.
Okay.
And it really kind of broke my heart, man.
I'll bet it did.
Because it was just a friend,
Right.
But anyway, oh man, yeah, dude, that was before the days of the internet. That was it, And now I can hit a couple of buttons, and I'm talking to Australia. People are seeing me, and all over the damn planet, and you too, and you and I have had international fans and stuff, on our shows and all that. It's just totally crazy to what it used to be. It's instant gratification now, where before,
yes,
you used to really have to put the thought and the heart
into
it.
into writing your letter, and cohesive thoughts, and what interesting things to talk about, and all that. You had to work at it. So, Goobage, I hear you ringing. I will call you back, darling. Anyway. Dude, I get it. I so get it. You just reinforce the point, man. It's like there's this human element that just seems to be missing now. Think of the emotions that ran through you when you licked the stamp and you put that envelope and you dropped it in the mailbox and you rode your bike back to your house thinking, well, I'll be hearing from her. And then the day comes when you open that elation when you open the mailbox door and then, oh shit, I got a letter. It meant something to you,
Really did. You
Yeah.
are absolutely right. It really did. To wait for 3 weeks to a month for an overseas letter, So in that aspect, I know you got other callers coming in, but I got to say this. Put it in that aspect, in that perspective. What does that soldier feel like, or what did that soldier feel like when he was in Germany over there in World War II and sending letters back home, back and forth?
Can you imagine
the days of
those
the
days?
internet? I know, the days of the internet, the military, they actually get time to FaceTime and all that with their families and stuff, real time.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, the days before the internet, dude. You sparked up a memory in me right there, brother.
Well, I'm glad. That's what I just wanted to touch an old nerve that might not have been jangled in a while. That's the idea of this one.
Brother,
Awesome.
you take care, man.
All right,
glad
buddy.
you're home. I'm glad you're safe. God bless you. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you down the road.
Good to talk to you always, buddy. Thanks for calling. All right, I'm going to reach out to Goobage. She gave me a couple of She gave me a couple of rings. Let me give her a jingle right now. Here she is. One ringy dingy. Coming at you, Goobage. And then I have another person to call back. As well. Goobage.
So
This is the show that calls you back, little lady. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Are you watching the show tonight?
Well, I was until you called me.
Very good. How's everything in your guys' world? You and Razor doing all right?
Yeah, it's been a little hectic because it's just life, but
yeah. Well, tell me about your life before the internet. Did you do normal things that like boys and girls did growing up in the day when we actually used to interact with one another and care about one another and and wonder about one another? Were those memorable times for you?
my memorable time was meeting my Razor in 2013. He talked to me about my car, and he was just a wonderful little fellow. And I was really lost at that time in my life because there was internet stuff, and I was trying internet dating because I was coming out of a 25-plus-year-old marriage. But I met this man at my work who was the happiest soul I have ever met.
That is fabulous.
And I've never been big on the internet things. In my house right now, my only smart thing is probably my smartphone.
Yeah.
Which is really stupid. I have big black artwork on my wall that's been shut off since 2018. I don't know why I have it on my walls, but I still do.
Well, so you met your current beau without the help of the internet, without the help of phones or texting or internet dating. You met him in person.
Work. In real life. Yes, I did.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So the other thing I wanted to, I called you for.
Okay.
Is because I have been doing two things over the past year and a half. If anybody wants a Christmas card, and I've sent out like 10, 15, 20 of them to the Foxhole family.
Awesome.
DM me at CL Goober. CL GOOBER. I could talk.
Right. Send you a DM in the Foxhole thing with an address, and
I will send you a Christmas card.
I love that. I love that.
And the other thing I've been recently doing is that I got copies of the Constitution. I have given out almost my entire 100 copies of the Constitution.
Wow.
But I just got on this kick about giving out 100 copies of the Constitution. And then I bought a bunch of books that are called A Miracle That Changed the World, The 5,000-Year Leap, Principles of Freedom 101. And it started in 1975. I have 10 copies to give out. I've given out probably 5 or 6 before. And I will give them out with the copy of the Constitution. If anybody wants one, DM me.
That is wonderful.
And I will literally mail them out to you. Because I think I sent them to my family after I went and met up with my family in May. Because we're all border kids. We were all born some of us were born in the United States, some of us were born in Canada. And we're just North American, but we're all still trying to figure it out. So I sent them this information I learned because I wanted them to know what I knew. And now I just want to spread this information to other people.
I think that is a fabulous idea. I think it is.
And then to put the topping on the cake, Sir Lurks-a-Lot sent me this copy of a book called The Constitution of the United States and its Sources and Applications by Thomas J. Norton. And I'm not giving these out, okay? You guys got to go find these yourself. But he sent me a copy, was from 1945.
Wow.
I was terrified to open it because it had never been opened.
Wow, it was brand new, old stock.
But I found one. It was from 1963, so I feel better. It's my age. So I've gotten a little bit farther. I only got to like 20 pages in the other one, but I've gotten to like 35 pages in this one. This particular book that he sent me goes back to. Wait, let me go back to copyright. Let me go back to pages. Further pages. It goes back to 1922. The original copyright is 1922.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Wow.
Well, it's this kind of information and knowledge that I don't need to make up anybody's mind for them, but I can share information.
Goober, you just confirmed my suspicions tonight about. I mean, the whole reason I did this was to make people stop and think that as much as this as the Texan called it, instant gratification is cool. Yes, it's neat that I can look up how tall is Mount Everest in 3 seconds, but there's something romantic about like going to the library and picking out a World Book Encyclopedia and looking up Mount Everest and reading for yourself how tall it was, or as you just said, meeting your future romantic interest in person, attracted by a smile or a wink or it's
a personality that is so happy.
I'm telling you that we don't need to interact through one of these to live a happy life. In fact, I think interacting just one-on-one, flesh to flesh, is the greatest gift ever.
It is. But the other thing is like finding these books and reading the history for yourself, because they erase it on the internet.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They erase it on the internet. So, like this copy that Sir Lurks-a-Lot sent me, that I had to go find when I wasn't afraid to break, because once you open a copy, and oh my God.
Yeah.
So, some of the copies that I bought over the internet, they had inscriptions in them, and Raymond found them, and they were from moms and women in their lives, and the books weren't even correct.
Darling, I mean,
they didn't even see the inscriptions.
You really just nailed it on. I mean, the powers that be, they're trying to erase our history. They don't want people like you going and reading old editions, first editions, second editions of books of knowledge from last century. Okay, that doesn't fit their agenda. I appreciate your call more than you'll ever know. You brought forth a great something I didn't even stop to consider. I
would take a picture. I would take a picture of the copyrights from these books. They're years and years old.
Awesome.
And I could buy it for $2
in a used bookstore. All right, Kid, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to try to get a couple more calls in before I hang up this
Bye-bye.
phone
Bye-bye.
in 10
Love
minutes.
you.
Love you, kiddo. Thank you so much. That is our friend C.L. Goober. She called while the Texan was on the line, and I missed a prior call. I'm going to call that person back. I'm going to call that person back right here. Right here in the 219 area code. I'm ringing your bell. If you are still with us in the 219 area code, that is somewhere in Indiana, I am ringing your bell. I hope you'll answer.
So?
Yes, welcome aboard the mystery ship. Who am I speaking with?
Q Magoo.
How are you doing, darling?
So I am so happy that I got to. I know there's a lot of people in your audience that didn't get to meet you, but holy moly, on your show, I think they understand who you are. And yeah, are we on the show?
You are live on the air, darling. Everybody's listening to you.
Right, well, I made a little bit of notes.
Did you? What do you remember fondly about days before the internet, my dear?
Well, and I've told people too. I'm really upset that Frank's Discord got discombobulated.
Yeah.
But he still has a place where Blazed Rhino posts music, like we can all post music, and Toxie, I think. Anyway, long story short, I was thinking the other night, after you got Right Said Fred.
Yes.
That song brought me back to the early 90s, and I just kept on playing music on that Discord.
Right.
And I was thinking, Zoso, when we were making music for our friends.
Yeah.
And you're a little older than I am, but when we were making music for our friends, we were doing that on tapes.
Yes.
And then even after that, it was really cool if you could make music and send a disc to somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know. And then Zoso, I know you were here and it was fantastic. But I'm thinking of my kid. She's leaving for college. She is such a Guardians of the Galaxy fan.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to make her a disc. I got a PC because you can only make it with a PC. I've been asking around. I'm like, hey, remember when? And they're all like, well, you need a PC with a burner. And I'm like, oh, that's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
I think it would be a wonderful gift. A wonderful gift. Like a CD-ROM with stuff that she's totally into.
Exactly.
You just took me back because when I was talking earlier about writing letters to my friends, and then we would start mailing cassettes to each other, and I would do exactly what you were saying. I would take my favorite albums, or especially a brand new album that just came out that maybe my friend didn't buy yet, and I would play one of the songs on there, or even sometimes just take a song right off the radio. It might only be the last half of the song, but I'd say, hey man, have you heard this yet? This cool new tune called Radar Love, and play that for him. It was so, I don't know. It was just different, but it was wonderful.
So, by the way, how do you get to the point of no return by Kansas?
Yes, you sent that to me the other day.
No, that was the song that was playing when you left my place.
Oh, okay. You also sent that to me in a text.
No, I can't. It's I'll get enough of it, but yeah. How far to the point of no return?
I loud and clear, you darling. I hear you.
Oh, Zozo, I don't know why you peeled your face off. I'm really glad that all of your friends gave you something to put on your face. This is good.
I'm in need of it right now. Yes, I'm molting like a snake right now. I'm going to put some Ajala's mystery cream on there and heal myself right up. It'll be perfect.
Well, I want to tell you too. I told you about the Legion ride, right? Out of Lansing, Illinois.
Oh, the pictures you sent looked great. It looked like a wonderful.
I want to tell you, we didn't even we had about 100 bikes, but what I want to tell the world and all your listeners is that it's a really great place at the Legion. You got to join your Legion. Well, I'm not even a part of Legions, and I have a whole bunch of Legions around here. I don't know where you guys live, but Legions are the place to really contact and get to know your vets.
Have that one-on-one human experience again.
Okay, I'll shut up.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you called and I was able to get back to you. Thank you so much, Q Magoo, for calling into the mystery ship tonight.
So. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Hello to all of your mystery ship people. You got a lot of good people. So.
I'm tickled pink. I really am. I'm humbled at how amazing these people really are. They're awesome. Thanks so much. Freaking love you, kiddo.
Bye.
I will.
Bye, guys.
I look forward to the next time we get to hang out together.
Yeah, we're gonna make Frank go out of his comfort zone.
Absolutely. I'm going to drag him out of his place on a Winnebago and make him go around the country at least for 6 cities. And then we'll part company and I'll continue on my way.
I'll believe it when I see it, so.
All right, kiddo.
Bye.
Have a great one. Thank you for the call. Bye-bye. That's our friend Q Magoo calling from Indiana, a superb lady and a wonderful friend. So very, very honored that I got a chance to meet her. Looks like my buddy LT57 tried to call in. I'm going to give him a quick ring just to close out the show. Let's see if he's reachable. Let's see if he's reachable.
Hello.
LT.
What's up, Zach?
Your friend Zoe calling, or should I say returning your call. It looked like you tried to ring me earlier.
Yeah, I was adding it to my contact list, and
fantastic. I should tell the people what an extraordinary radio album collection you have. I mean, I don't think I know anyone with quite as many albums as you do. How many have you got in your stockpile there?
Oh goodness,
a couple of thousand, probably.
No, not that many. Maybe 1,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man. I mean, that you got a ton of vinyl there, just a ton of vinyl. I was so impressed. Back in the day, did you share your music with your friends, like by making them cassettes of like your albums and stuff like that?
Yeah, I tried to.
Yeah,
and I remember making recording albums to cassettes to play in the car.
Oh, absolutely. And what the best part about that is, you could take out the songs that you didn't like or put them in the order that you wished they were on the album. Remember that? Oh man, those were some great times. Do you remember life before the internet fondly, or have you made the transition? Are you there?
I'm still here.
Okay. My phone it gets terrible reception here. I can't wait till next week when I have. This time next week, I will have a real phone, a real solid landline on a real internet connection. Here I am bitching about the internet and how dependent upon it I am. Isn't it crazy? Isn't it freaking crazy?
Oh yeah, you want to find a job? Everything's on the internet. Nothing's in person anymore.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, even to get an interview for a job, even to get a one-on-one interview for a job, you have to go through the net. Isn't it crazy? God.
If you can get an interview.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Well, my man, I just wanted to take a second and give you a shout back because I saw that you had rung the bell, and it looks to me like it's time to take this ship back to harbor, man.
All right. Well, thanks for the call back, and I'm glad you had a safe trip.
Thanks, my friend. It was awesome. Sorry I didn't get a chance to swing up and see you and Dave, but next time. Oh
yeah, man, you bit off way more. I saw that loop, and I'm like, wow, that's like a 6-week trip minimum.
It really. If I had hit every port, it would have been a 6-week trip, and yeah. I have to. It's life is a learning experience, and I learn a little something more every single time I go. So, but
oh yeah,
I had a great time, no question about it.
Definitely a big country.
Yeah. Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Love you, my brother. Great to talk to you.
Yep. Back at you, though, and have a good one.
Thanks, my friend. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks. I think we are going to. We're going to knock it off for this evening. It is. It's getting late. I know it's late on the East Coast. You people are hanging out way past midnight. Way past midnight. Let me do this. Let me do that. Get rid of that right there. Yes, I want to get rid of that. Perfect. Again, I just want to take a moment to thank the amazing people that made my trip possible. You're all just off the charts. I'm deeply humbled, and I just filled with that warm and fuzzy feeling looking out and seeing all these amazing names and faces and people from all over the freaking country. I love each and every one of you, and I thank you kindly for spending a little bit of time on the mystery ship. Let me do a couple of things here. I'm going to go to the treasure chest, and I'm going to send out some love right now. Yes, I am. There we go. I'm submitting some love your way, and here it comes. It is hereby being distributed. So you over there on DLive, be prepared for a treasure chest to open that might just have your name on it. Over here at Pilled Foxhole, we have a wonderful thing called the Scratchin', and I am releasing that Scratchin' right now. I want to thank the fantastic people who donated to the show tonight. Juan Morting, Neo, Girl Patriot, Tweak, Ginger45, Rita Lou, Better Lately, No Prisoners Podcast, oh my goodness, Bong Hit, Maddie's Mom, Salty Nuts, you guys, Due Diligence, Sean Joe, thank you all so very much for your support of this program. It means the world to me. It really does. Coming your way right now is a Scratchin', so start scratching that itch. I see it. I see they are scratching it. What do we got going on over here? Jayla17 reigns supreme this evening. Bad Zoot right there next to her. Gloria Paddock, Syllabore, and Black Cat. How wonderful. How wonderful. Glad all you guys were winners over there on the treasure chest at DLive. Good. That is amazing. That is amazing. All right, folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to boogity Boogity. I am going, you can't make me stay. I've got to do this. I've got to go. So let me do this and let me come over here. Let me come over here and I want to dig up an old one of these. I want to dig up an old one. I think that's it. I think that's the one I want. Come on. I love digging deep in the coffers and pulling out really old versions of my show openings so that I can share the sailors from days gone by. And I think this is one of them. Yes, it is. Oh, yes. Here we go. Here we go. This is perfect. All right. All right, folks. Your brother Zoe is getting on out of here. It has been my pleasure to welcome you aboard the Mystery Ship. I hope you will join me again. I'd like to remind everybody that tomorrow morning, I host a 4 to 5 hour classic rock show. If you have never had the chance to come and listen, you can put it on in the background of your day, and I spin the finest tunes with no commercials. You will love it. That is exclusively at pilled.net, also known as the foxhole.app, or you can watch it over at dlive.tv. Either way, Zoso Dude 77 is the place to hang out on your Saturdays. Come join us. Come join us. Put your brother Zoe on in the background of your day as you tinker around the garage or fold laundry or make dinner or do whatever voodoo you do. Your day will go better listening to my classic rock broadcast, I promise. Come and join us, either at pill.net or at DLive. That's tomorrow. A mere 12 hours from now, I'll be firing up. I look forward to seeing you. Regular Mystery Ship sales on Sunday nights, Wednesday nights, and Friday nights like tonight. Thanks for being here, folks. Have a great weekend. I love you all lots, and we'll see you down the road.